Rudy Giuliani, former lawyer to the former president, says that he was shortchanged by Donald Trump's 2020 election campaign to the tune of $2 million in legal fees. But don't worry, he's not mad at Donald Trump over that. He wants the money, but everybody be very nice to Donald Trump about it. So he made these comments during a meeting with his creditors at the US Bankruptcy Court for the Southern District of New York on Wednesday. His claim for unpaid legal work could prove critical as the former New York City mayor navigates his personal bankruptcy. So obviously he owes tons of money to the election workers that he defamed following the 2020 election. How much money he actually has to give could end up being a fundamental part of whatever settlement they reach, or what the timeline for payment is. So this is why he is trying to demonstrate that he is broke AF. That's his goal these days, is to prove that he doesn't have any money. And the bad news for us as the opposition is that it's very buyable. Like, you look at him and you just think, God, that guy probably doesn't have 20 bucks. But anyway, he noted during that meeting that he estimated $2 million that the Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee owed him, not Donald Trump himself. And he says, I got paid expenses, but I never got a salary. And somehow, I guess he negotiated a $2 million salary with Donald Trump. I would say he was overcharging and also simultaneously underpaid. But again, not blaming Trump. And he was very clear about that after leaving the courtroom. Take a look at this.
Can you clarify the unpaid legal bills just after the last election? Was that $2 million you are still owed, or all of the lawyers who?
The shipment would be me. They have their own amounts. I don't know what they are.
And you said upstairs you do not believe it's Donald Trump who owes you that money.
No, I believe it's the entity. I was representing the entity, and that's what I know that sounds like a strange difference, but
determine later on who's actually liable.
Correct.
He's not going to give you a final legal judgment.
Thanks, guys. We got to catch a call. Sorry, guys.
Rudy Giuliani, no, it's not Trump, it's the entity. And that may seem like he was gonna say something to akin of a ridiculous difference. And his lawyers seem to agree, which is why they hustled him on out of there. They were excited to talk to the cameras until it came to that topic. So Donald Trump isn't responsible for this. Trump's campaign is. Follow up, who would be in charge of getting the campaign to get off its ass and pay you? Donald Trump, obviously. Like, imagine if like TYT owed me $2 million and they were like, do you think that like Cenk should pay you? And I'll be like, no, it's not Cenk, it's TYT. Yeah, but he's in charge. You don't think that Donald Trump could put some pressure on them? And look, many of you might think, well, why do you care? Why do you care fundamentally whether Rudy Giuliani ever gets paid? Why do you care if it's Trump who owes him the money or the Trump organization? Because it's not really Giuliani's money. It is at best temporarily Giuliani's money. That is just two of the $158 million that he owes to Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman. So Donald Trump sitting on his hands and refusing to pay that shell of a lawyer and a mayor isn't really screwing over Giuliani. Giuliani doesn't want the money. He's just gonna have to hand it over anyway. It's screwing over the two women whose names he dragged through the mud, who he has caused to be hounded, defamed, had death threats made against them for literally years at this point. That is the stakes in this. So it's ridiculous, and he's barely like getting by day to day, Rudy Giuliani. But don't allow that to make you forget the actual stakes, which is that those women are owed their money. Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.